Hello, this is Shannon of Ebonygeek45. Source code from this tutorial and this video will be posted at this site here. So go check it out when you can. This is Beginner C++ Tutorial 2. I'm going to be trying to give you thorough information about what you need to make the most basic program in C++, and that's the whole Hello World program. Now, what we're going to do is going to bring up our Notepad++ text editor that you should have downloaded already, unless you're trying to use something else, which is no problem. It's up to you, your preference. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to start with the first line. I was wondering why that wasn't working. Okay, here we go. What threw me there was the fact that I normally save before I start. I don't know what I was thinking. So I already have a folder that I'm saving my tutorials to, and I suggest you do too. That way you know where it's at and you'll get familiar with it. So what we want to name this is hello world.cpp. Okay, go ahead and save it. There I go, my syntax highlight. Okay, in any case, I want to explain this first line to you. The hash symbol is specifying that this line is a preprocessor instruction. Okay, basically it means it's including the IO stream. It's telling the compiler to look. It's telling the compiler include information from the standard input-output library IO stream. Okay, now your next line is going to be okay. This line is pulling a function out of the IO stream, or functions out of the IO stream, by the standard std name, as in namespace std right here. Now, one of those functions is going to be cout, that we're going to be using here to print information to the screen. Make sure to end your lines with the semicolon. You see that a lot in different computer languages, and it's really important. So okay, let's get to this. What I'm gonna be doing next here is and bear with my typing here, because I don't type well when people are watching me, and no telling how many people be watching me do this. So okay, now what this is a function skeleton. Okay, now every function setup is gonna have, mostly gonna have a type, and it's gonna have the function name. It's gonna have these brackets, which is most of the time will be empty, but you can include arguments in there, and what the arguments that you put in there is further instructions. And what I mean by that is the information inside these curly braces is the instructions. So what you put in the arguments is further instructions. So that's something to think about for you. Okay, so right here is where we're going to define what you need for every C++ program that you're going to make. Okay, and that's going to be int for your type, and main is going to be the name of your function, and here we're going to leave the arguments empty. Okay, and in the brackets, I'm about to show you what we're going to put there. But when you see this, this is a main function skeleton. Okay. When you see main, as I said, and it's very important to stress, every program in C++ is going to need a main. Okay. So here's what we're going to put in here. And well, my hands got a mind of their own today. Like I said, they got a mind of their own today. Alright. Now, I mentioned earlier that we're going to be using a function cout, and this is where we're going to be using it. Now, this operator is always going to be included with cout, and it's telling cout that the data is going out. Okay, it's pointing in the direction of the data flow, and this is going to be printed out to the screen. Okay, now this /n is meaning that we're gonna, after we print out this string, which, okay, by the way, this is a string. Okay, anytime you have strings, you got to wrap them in quotes. Alright, and pretty much we'll learn more about strings later, but this is a string, and this is actually a new, what it does is it take the cursor to the next line, and in some cases when I want, a blank line after it, I'll also put another /n. Now I might as well tell you that there's also for tab /t and a couple other ones that I'm not really gonna go into right now. Okay, so this is what's gonna print a hello world to your strings, to your screen. Okay, and pretty much that's all I really need to say about that, and we're done. All you gotta do is put your return 0 there. Believe me, as I do these tutorials, I'm gonna get better with the typing, and I type really well. It's just, like I said, people watching, and that pretty much slows me down sometimes. Okay, to explain the return 0, this line is simply returning the value of 0, saying the main is ran fine. Basically returning it to the operating system, saying everything ran okay, and that's all I have to say about that. Now if it returns something else, that means it didn't run fine. Okay, so at this point we are done with hello world, and I spend extra time to explain it to you because basically, except for this information, this is going to be in a lot of your programming. So just so you know, and it's explained so well, it won't have to be explained again. At this point, what you want to do is save it. Okay. And another thing is, try to use the command line in the not the C++, the Notepad plus, because if you use something like, some compilers, you have to do one of these numbers, and in order to keep the terminal window open, in order to see your results, to make sure everything is okay. And then, like with C++, Microsoft Visual C++, what you would do is you would hit Control or F5 and everything, and that's just gonna, confuse a lot of beginners. So it's just best to try to do it this way. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try my best to run it through the compiler really quick. Now, I'm not really that good with the command line, but you don't need to be a pro in order to do this stuff. So okay, if you want to go back in your files, it's CD space period enter. And in order to look in those files is dir, and in order to get into that file is, or change to that directory, is cd space documents, which I want to go in my documents. Cd documents, and it's an easy way to do this. And if I press the up button, I get to what I was doing. I just add the S on there, and I'm in there. Then I want to see where I'm at, and feel free to pause it. I'm just trying to get this done under my time slot here. And I was in toots, so change directory to toots. Okay, and now that I'm here, we're gonna go into the directory, and you see my file hello.c++. Now what we want to do is we want to type C++ space, and then you want to type the name of the file. Okay, and after that you want to type C, wait a minute, no, you want to type dash 0. It's crazy when you're trying to get this done right away. And you want to, at this point, type hello.exe. So to explain this really quick, C++ is the program we're using. Hello.cp is the file. Now, since we want it to be saved under the same name as the file, that's why we're using the O option, and we're renaming it to hello.exe. And I'll go over that when in the next tutorial, when I'm not running out of time. Okay, and as you can see, when it go to the next line, no kind of messages, it compiled. Okay, and in order to see it, all you have to do is type hello, and there go your hello world. And notice that I didn't put a .exe on there because of the simple fact that you don't have to put it on there when you're in Windows and you're actually in the same file, but you can. It's gonna do the same thing. Okay, and with that said, I just want to say we are done with the first tutorial, and don't forget to join me for tutorial 3. It's going to be dealing with variables. Also remember this video and source code for everything we have done is on my C plus on my site. And of course, that's saying I'm out of time. And of course, just remember to check it out and see me for the next tutorial. Thank you and good luck and happy coding.